I, Naomi from Kenya, we are equal. America is the land of equality. Nobody's better than the other. We also have equal opportunities, but sometimes as minority black people, we are disadvantaged. I am going to be the first minority woman, black woman, and an African immigrant to put a boat in the Hudson River. Oh, wow. I am making that history, and I will invite my fellow Kenyans to come and see that moment. Kenyans, we need to colonize America. Most of us, and I'm saying this in very good faith, most of us go there, they become nurses. Nurses make a lot of money. It's a very good career, but majority of us ends up in home health assistant, home health care. Which is also very noble and wonderful. But guys, are we just gonna end up all of us in healthcare? Are we gonna be all teachers? Why don't we have entrepreneurs? I want a slice of New York City. I want that Hudson River. I am getting a slice of that river.
What's the major difference you've noticed when it comes to running business in Kenya?
And the US.
And the US.
The biggest problem is corruption.
Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of LNS Rebuilding Restoration Series. My name is Lynn Ngugi, and I'm hoping by the time you get to watch this, we'll either be at 1 million subscribers or we will be just kidogo shy from 1 million subscribers. You guys have just been amazing. Like every time I sit here, even when I feel like my energy is low, sometimes because, you know, as a creative, you just want to take a break. But every time I show up and I'm like, you guys have really made this journey easy for me. And I hope today's conversation as well can be able to help you rebuild and restore your life. My guest today is no victim of circumstances. If anything, she made the best out of what life gave her. You know that analogy of making lemonade out of lemons? She's doing it. She's living the American dream, and she's here to tell you that no matter what you've gone through in life, if you put your mind into something, the way we always say, if you are disciplined and if you are consistent, then eventually it works out. I want us to be able to listen to her story and also learn about her business. And I'm telling you, this is not an ad, but because she's doing such an amazing job in America, I really want us also to hear what she does and how she makes a living. I'm about to let her introduce herself, but before I do that, I really want to thank our partners of today's conversation, Kings Developers Limited. Now you know where to get your apartments from. Kings Developers Limited, a real estate company that caters to your needs, matters homes, matters apartments. And I've said, please don't be shy. They have everything for everyone. So if you're looking for something affordable, looking for something medium range or even upper end, they have apartments across Kenya for you, and you could actually check them out or call them. The contact details are right here, or you could even visit their beautiful building at Prism Towers. Walk up on 5th floor and useme tunataka kwenda kuongea na Kings and ask them what they have. They also have a flexible payment plan, so wasikuharakishe. Tell them Lynn said they have a flexible payment plan. Na muongee nao vizuri to also give you guys a discount, and also to say thank you to the amazing team that makes this work happen. I've said a lot of times, you get to see me in front of the camera, but it takes an entire village to put this work together. So shukran sana to everyone at LNN for always doing your best and making sure that we continue bringing impactful content to our audience, one story at a time. And now, of course, without further ado, please allow me to let my guest today introduce herself. Mama, hello.
Hi, Lynn.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Nice to finally have you on this couch. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very much
comfortable.
Kabisa, tena very beautiful. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I love your studio. It's so classic. And I'm so honored to be with you today. And yeah, so good morning, everybody. My name is Naomi Ogitu. I'm from New York City. I'm a mother of 3. I have a daughter, a son, and another daughter. Yes. All my children are now upper teens. 2 are in college. 1 has completed. And yeah, I'm back. I'm in my motherland, and I'm so honored to be here again.
Karibu Kenya.
Asante sana Lynn.
Like, it's an honor to have you, even on this short notice. Yes. And every time I get an opportunity for someone to come and encourage our audience and tell us how they are rebuilding, I will always take that chance, you know. But before we even get into your story, I love asking my guests, our theme for the last 1 year has been rebuilding and restoration. Which areas of your life are you rebuilding, and what is being restored in your life?
Wow, that just hit me so hard, and it's really explaining my life. That's my life. With the restoration, I lost a lot, and I'm going to explain what I've lost. And, you know, out of trusting in God and just working very hard, I've been able to rebuild my life to a level that I never even dreamt I would be at. Today, I'm a story of, I'm an example of just raising from ashes to grace. So God has been good to me, and I'm, you know, very happy. And America has been good to me, I would say. I'm here and I'm living my American dream. I have not achieved my American dream yet, but I can see the light. It's coming.
It's coming.
Very soon.
Yes. And I was watching what's happening in the UK right now, and people are saying the people, the UK people, they are the patriots, they are saying we want our country. And it's a conversation happening around the world where people are now saying we want our countries. These people have taken our jobs. We want our jobs back during an age where people feel like they are not welcome in these states. What makes you say that we can actually conquer America?
Yes. As an immigrant myself, when I went to the United States, that was in 2012, with my children and my ex-husband. We were welcomed very well in New York City. By that time, we had Mayor Bloomberg. By that time, Mayor Bloomberg had a program for new immigrants, and he was calling it a skilled immigrant program. So we were called the New Americans. The New Americans program involved us, people that have degrees, master's degrees and PhD, being given opportunities so that they can remain in New York State. So as we landed in JFK, personally, I was not hosted by anyone. I just landed in the US, and we ended up in a hotel with my family. And we just started living the life there, finding our way. We didn't even have papers. So we went as tourists. And we were able, in a very short time, we were able to get papers, we were able to start living there. And that's the reason why I'm able to run a business today in New York City. Now back to the New Immigrants program. We were enrolled in a program called Upwardly Global. And also there was a non-profit called Kemba. So Kemba would come, talk to us, and get to help us now get our degrees certified by WES. WES is it's a evaluation, you know, system whereby they check your degree program and they put it in the GPA program for America. So they put our degrees there, and they were converted into the American system, and we were able to get good jobs. Personally, my first job in America was, I worked in retail first as I was trying to, you know, organize myself after I got my social security number and the papers. And that time we got a work authorization as we were waiting for our green cards to come. So at that time, I was very lucky. I was the first person to be employed in my family. My husband took almost a year looking for a job, so he couldn't get a job immediately. Whether it was because he was a PhD holder, maybe he was overqualified, I don't know. But for me, I just forgot. I had actually a master's degree when I went there, but I forgot about my master's degree. And I said, I came here to make a living for my children. I'll take whatever that comes. So I took a retail job. I was selling clothes in a big chain called Uniqlo. It's a Japanese technology company.
Like
that sells,
H&M is? Like H&M?
It's something like H&M, but this one is more specific because we sell heat tech. Like when it's very hot, you put on a t-shirt that cools you down. When it's very cold, you put on like a vest and it gives you some heat. It's called heat tech. So I worked for that retail store for 3 months. Then Kimber had already finished doing my degree certification and everything, and I was able to get a better job it was more of an admin assistant, but a systems administrator. So I worked in Con Edison, which is a electricity company. I worked in subsurface construction. My work involved working with the crew that was going out, you know, taking care of power lines, removing blockages in the subway system. You know, New York, we ran through a subway system, even as we were chit-chatting about electricity. And I was telling you, we never lose electricity in New York. You can imagine if we didn't have electricity, the whole city, it would be a mayhem. So, you know, I worked with those people, you know, and all that. We're going to go back to the hustle because I'm very interested in knowing how you moved from that to owning your business. But you're living Kenya with your 3 kids and your husband, right? Why leave Kenya? Why not say, let me build
let me build this dream. Let me live my dream in my own country. Why leave?
Yeah, so I'll take you back
Yes.
to what I was doing in Kenya. I don't know whether I would say I was lucky or maybe I was among the fortunate Kenyans to get good jobs. I was working as a as a lecturer. You know, when you go to America, we say professor. So here we say lecturer.
Oh, for real?
It's a different system of education. So I was working as a lecturer at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology. I was also lecturing at KEMU. So many of my students are going to watch this show, and they have approached me on Facebook. So many, even in America, people say, oh, you are my lecturer at KEMU and JKU at.
Yeah.
Originally, I went to KU, got my undergrad, I got my master's, and then I was able to start teaching. So anyway, I worked there for 7 years, and then a day came when my husband went into politics in 2007. He vied for MP.
Yes.
So he resigned. He used to be a lecturer at KU also, the PhD, and he went for a political seat in Nyatike constituency in Migori. I learned all Kijaluo. In fact, I say Oimore, Oyaore very well. And they call me Anyango.
For real?
And my name is Wairimo, Naomi Wairimo Gishoki. That was my maiden name. Now I'm Naomi Wairimo Ogitu. But in that place, we also call it Kadem, is the clan.
Yeah.
They gave me a name. They call me Anyango Nyarmatoso. So Anyango Nyarmatoso was all over campaigning with her husband. I was by his side. We did a lot, and we actually won. Yes, he got the certificate for MP, but he never ended up in parliament. 2007 is when we had the tribal clashes.
Yes.
And the certificates, a lot happened. I'm not going to delve into politics, but I would just say we couldn't submit the certificate. Somebody else was able to go ahead of us and submit, and it was first come, first served. You submit, that's it.
Kenya.
So we found ourselves now left not knowing what to do. But my husband still had a lot of I would say ex-husband. I would say my husband. Yes. In traditional African culture, they are still our husbands.
Yeah.
So anyway, my husband was loved a lot by his people, and there was that feeling that in 2013 he would get the seat, and things just happened, which I'm not going to delve into right now.
Okay.
And we felt Kenya was not doing well for us. Now, before I left, I'm a serial entrepreneur myself.
Yes.
So here, even as we were doing those campaigns, I had a bookstore at Anniversary Towers, Nairobi Management Book Center.
Come on.
Big bookshop. I was supplying Nairobi University, I was supplying Kenyatta, I was supplying KEMU, everywhere. In fact, by the time I went for my US interview, I had so much money in my account.
Yes.
My visa was just granted immediately.
Oh,
Yes.
And now here you are ready to go and start life somewhere else.
Yes.
All right. So go on.
My journey to America, I first went alone without the kids and the husband, and I didn't even resign. I just went. At that time, after the campaign, my marriage was very rocky. Sometimes they say politics is not the best thing that can happen to a family, because after that, my husband changed. And actually, before I even went to America, I had packed my bags and took I went and bought some furniture and moved to another house. I left him. And then he followed me. So it was like drama. My family used to say, in drama, because I would leave him. The next thing he follows me, or I would go back.
Yes.
It was traumatized. And the kids were suffering because of that. And I really feel bad about it. If you are a young couple and you're going through problems, just seek counseling. I mean, all these things, this pulling
each other.
Wanasema nyasi ndio inaumia wakati fahari wawili wapiga nao. We were so naive that time. We didn't know what damage we were doing to our children. But anyway, we were cancelled. I remember my father-in-law coming to Nairobi and my mother talking to us. And we said, okay, we're having all these problems politically. I mean, we don't feel really safe out here. I mean, we could try the US. So I told him, no, let me just go and see how the situation is. So I went to Seattle. And in Seattle, I stayed with a guy called Zach. For 3 weeks, I stayed in Seattle. And I was thinking like, okay, this is it. I'm staying here. But then looking back home, I got a call from my house girl. And I'm just going to tell the truth today. I mean, I'm going to just say it as it is. She was like, Baba, hatujamuona for like a week. Nikasema, oh my God, my kids are just alone. So I took the next flight. In fact, the maiden Emirates flight from SeaTac, I was among those first flights, and I came to Kenya.
Yeah.
In that flight, I was crying a lot, and I was praying to God and saying, God, I'm going back to Kenya, and please please, please, God, allow my husband to allow me to take these kids out. I was not planning it. I didn't think he would come with us. And I was just praying and telling God, please give me my children. Let me take them out of this. And I arrived at JKIA. I was surprised to find him there waiting for me. So I had to be a good girl because I want him to give me the kids. So you can imagine when I came, I told him, mzee, unajua mimi nimetoka America, sasa I've changed. I'm going to be the best wife you can ever have. In fact, hata nitakuonesha vitu mpya. I'm not going to say much. So, kutoka America.
Oh, Naomi.
Welcome to Naomi.
You learned some.
So, mzee okay,
lakini
tukakuwa very close. Na sasa hizo namwambia, hey, we need to sign these papers.
Yes.
Tunaenda US.
Yeah.
So akasema sikupatii watoto. We are going all of us.
Together.
Nikamwambia sawa tunaenda. And you know, I was praying at night so hard. In fact, I went to Holy Family Basilica the next day after my arrival. And that mass, I remember kneeling down on the pews in the church. Even, you know, Catholics, kuna saa ya kneel down, kuna saa ya kusimama. I knelt down throughout the mass, crying to God and praying for God to just give us this visa. So at night, you know, the US Embassy, unaweza nikuibie siri kidogo.
Oh, please tell us.
If you have a visa interview, labda iko mbali, if you go on a Tuesday night, kitu masaa 9, you know, unaangalia 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock ya US, saa hizo ndo unaingia kwa hiyo system. You are likely to find a cancellation and get a chance. Guess what? It was Sunday, I got a Tuesday interview. God, those prayers, God had opened my way. Hivyo tu, nikapata interview. Sasa nikuchukua bank statements were still very good, and I took them to the embassy on Tuesday. And guess what? The embassy is asking me, why are you going back to the US? And I told them, I went there, I went to scout where I can take the family on a vacation. And they say, okay, fine, stamped. Kila mtu tukapata 1 year multiple entry. So saa hizo pia na hizo mashida zote, we were having serious problems with the other side, and we actually had to run away from our apartment. We were staying in Embakasi, Simba Villas. Tukahama, tukaenda somewhere in Mlolongo, tukajificha huko. The day of the ticket tumenunua, tukaingia ndege, we went to the US. So arriving in the US, I'm thinking, I have a friend called Becky in Seattle. Becky is single, newly divorced. Now I have a husband that, you know, namjua vizuri. Nikajua huyu nikimpeleka kwa Becky tutakuwa sana kabisa na Becky. So nikamwambia Becky, I want to come to your house, but najua huyu mtu tukikuja huko tutakuwa na shida. So nikamwambia my ex, unajua nini? Wacha tukae tu New York, tukae hapa kwa hotel because we had some money. Nikamwambia tukae hapa. My brother used to, my business was running here. All the books I had supplied, so zinakuja. And also my bookshop I gave to the Dubai visa processing people. They paid me a goodwill. So I had some really good money. We sold our cars. There was money. So my brother used to send me like 3,000 every week, you know, good money.
Good money.
So we were able to pay. And then one time I got into an Uber. And in the Uber, this guy asked me, he's from West Africa, anaitwa Famara. Akaniuliza, my sister, you know, that's what they say. My sister, why are you staying in a hotel? I said, I don't know, we don't have anywhere to stay, and we are trying to get an apartment. Nobody is even talking to us. In America, for you to get an apartment, you need to have credit, you need to have income for some time. You know, there's a 3 months pay stub and good credit. We didn't even have any of that. So Famara tells me, I know a place called Kimber. Now they upwardly grow. That's how we got absorbed by these people, and they will help you. So we went there, and true to his word, we were connected to a landlord who took our money, like they guaranteed us. So because we don't have credit and everything, so we were given an apartment, and actually Kimber with the New York City paid our rent for 4 months, and they connected us with Amalgamated Bank. First of all, they connected us with the jobs. Then Amalgamated Bank gave me $10,000 loan, and my husband also got, I think he got $5,000 loan. And that way we were able to start to build our credit, because America is a credit economy. So you have to start building your credit from the beginning. So that's how we were able to start our lives in America, get the jobs and everything.
Good.
Yeah, so I don't know whether I should go to the hustle.
Let's go.
So I worked at the retail store, of course, and then I got the good job at the electricity, the system administrator. So we were working on a work management program. My work was to coordinate like 5 departments. So I was at the integral point where I was connecting engineering, HR, field crews, and all that.
5.
So my work, so my work was to troubleshoot. You know, whenever the crew go to the field, they find like a blockage, maybe it's flooding in the subway system. Oh, we had big rats. New York is a place of rats. I'll tell you about the rats later if you give give me a chance.
Okay.
So anyway, they would find big rats have blocked the system, and they would troubleshoot back in the office. My work was to pick that signal, send it to engineering, the scheduler, and everybody else, and HR to get more hours. So I was reporting the hours, reporting extra time that was done. So I was like very integral part of the business, of the organization.
Yeah.
We were working on a work management program, which was a 3-year program. So I was in that project, and I worked for 3 years, very successfully.
Wow.
In fact, I was invited for an interview for a permanent position, because that was a what do you call contractual 3 years contract. So I went for the interview, but I was actually second. So somebody else got the job ahead of me. And I thank God for the opportunity, because it was learning. I learned a lot from Con Edison. The managers were very good. My American, that's what I say sometimes. I say I'm very lucky, because my landing, God provided a very soft landing for me. Even from Kenya, you can see how God gave me a quick interview for visa, because I came in January, beginning of January, and February 28th, we were in the US back. And nobody even asked me at the embassy, like, why are you going back so soon? It was just like God just clearing my path. And that's when I knew God had a plan for me. Even as I landed in the US, I knew I was going to do something, especially helping people. So Con Edison, I worked for 3 years. My contract ended. I didn't get the permanent job, but I got another job at the New York University as an auditor.
Okay.
So I was employed in treasury.
Yes.
At first, in New York University, I wasn't employed as an auditor. I went as an admin assistant in accounts payable. Then my boss saw my work, and he was like, yeah, you can help us with auditing. So I started shadowing a lead auditor, so working under the auditor. And that's where things went south, because at that time, my marriage now was bad. My ex would spend forever in the library saying he's doing his resume. But I came and opened our family computer, and I found emails between him and the librarian, and they were not good emails. And this is the laptop that was being used by the kids. So it was so painful. And that's when now the boat started rocking in America. I thought we were going to start afresh, but the boat started rocking seriously. I just persevered for the sake of the kids. I did not want to bring the toxicity from Kenya to the US. So I played, I had to come down and just make it work for the family. So at this time, this guy is not getting a job. He can't do manual jobs. So I'm the only one who doing now. I have 2 jobs. So because I was in the retail, I'm working on this other job. One morning, I remember we had a snowstorm. My job at Con Edison was at 8. So I had to leave the house early because I didn't have a car. I had to go take the train. From the train station, you're sitting outside in snow, covered. In fact, your snow inakukata, unasikia kama kisu like a knife is cutting you. And I looked back because I had boots, and I saw my footprints. I was the first human being to walk on the fresh snow. So my footprints were like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So I took off my phone and took a picture of my footprints. I sent them to Kenya to my brother, Njuguna, my favorite brother. I told my brother, if I ever die in this country, if I never come back, just know this is what I'm going through. Then he asked me, where is your husband? By name, I'm not going to say his name. Okay. I said, he's sleeping. He's home sleeping. So he's sleeping and you're out here in the snow. I said, yes, because my children will starve, Because even if we got all these facilities, you have to work to get a salary, Anyway, I went to work. I worked through winter. It was very tough because I didn't have a car. New York people don't have cars mostly. It's the train system. It's a tough place. Yeah, so that's how I worked, and I talked about NYU. Yes. So at NYU one time, I'm having really serious problems at home. I've already enrolled for a second master's degree at Keller Graduate School of Management in project management. So I'm going to work, I'm going to school, and I have to take care of the family. Sometimes I have even to worry about how the kids are going to school. It was that bad. So
are you having a conversation with him? Are you sitting him down?
No, he was very rough. He's very polite and smart and cute. He has a beautiful smile. He's a charmer. If you bring him on this table, you love him. He's a charmer. But behind the scenes, those people that are behind the scenes, they become something else. Yeah. Don't know. See this. It's a cat from domestic violence. But I'm not going to talk about that today so much because I want to give hope.
Let's give hope. So anyway,
So this man, it was very hard to talk to him. And anytime you bring a conversation, it ends up in chaos. I'm worried about the kids because I don't want to bring that noise. I call it the noise from Kenya to America. So I'm trying really so hard to just ignore him. Even when I bought a car, because the first family car, you know, I was the one working. I didn't have anybody to train me how to drive. In the US, yes, you can go to a driving school, but you need somebody to train you. So I asked one guy from Ghana, who also had a yellow taxi. I've always had an inkling to yellow taxi, Uber, this transportation business.
Yes.
I asked this guy, his name was Joseph. Joseph, can you come one evening and teach me how to drive? So one time he saw the guy driving the car with me, and I was accused of having an affair with this guy. Oh my God. My life became a living hell. Phones were made even to Kenya, how I have a man in the US and all that. Anyways. So this passed, the cloud passed, and he was able to get a job. In fact, the school where I was going, I spoke to the dean, and I told her, my husband has a PhD, can you give him some part-time classes? And he got the part-time classes. So when he got those, then the second job he got, which is now the job that he does, he got it himself. I'm not taking credit for something
you didn't do.
So the first job, yes, but the second job, he got it from his own merit and everything. So life became better. We moved from the 2-bedroom apartment, we moved to a 4-bedroom apartment, whereby because of the chaos in the marriage, I took one side of the house, he took one side, and the living room was for combined. So I wanted my kids to always wake up and have a father in the house. And he was good with the kids. He would make them breakfast. He was a good father, but not a good husband. Yeah.
And sometimes that's okay. It's
That's
okay
okay.
to
Yeah,
know
I was
someone
okay to
can
live
be,
that way.
can
Actually,
be a good father and not a good husband.
Yes. So from 2013, so because we went 2012, up to 2019, we lived peacefully like that, you know, like separated but still in the same home where the kids can see both of us. Now in 2019 is when he met a woman. So my job, let me go back to the job. So back at NYU, because of the problems I was having at home, I became so stressed and really mentally, like really fatigued. I started messing up at work. So one time I messed up big, and my boss called me and said, this is not good. And I said, fine, I will leave. So 2013, that was 2013. No, that was 2014. No, 2019 is when we separated. Okay. So all these are happening when I'm still in the marriage. In the marriage, yes. So one day I took the family car now, the white, it was Toyota Venza. And I said, I'm going to drive. And I don't know where I'm going. I just started driving on I-95. There's a big road called I-95. It cuts through America. Yes. So you can start from I-95 even in New York, and you end up, you know, all the way Florida. You can go all the way to, you know,
it
everywhere.
Will take you anywhere.
You can pass like 12 states, just like that. Just follow I-95. Don't move. Just follow it. You know, you'll find. So I started driving to Pittsburgh. So I had this friend of mine. His name was John. And I was driving to see him. And I told John, I'm coming. I don't know where I'm going, but I might, if I don't reach Pittsburgh, fine. But I'm coming to Pittsburgh. So I started driving. Then on my way, there are big trucks behind me. And those big trucks, I'm like, okay, if I hit the brake, this guy is going to finish me quick. So at that point, I've lost my job. Marriage is not working. The kids, I'm just feeling like I'm giving up on everything. I didn't even care anymore. I just want to go. So I kept on hitting my brakes, and this lorry is not hitting me. The big truck. The guy is, the honking, but he's not doing what I want him to do. So I found a place written, this is the highest point of River Mississippi. I said, oh, this is it. So I parked my car. I branched off. I went to the river, and I sat on a rock. And I was trying to look at the highest point such that if I jump, nobody will save me. Like, I want to go. So I was there contemplating throwing rocks in to feel, how am I going to land in this? But of course, I'm heavy.
Yes.
I'm like, even better, because I might hit even a rock and my journey will be quicker. So I hear a tap on my back, and I turn around. I see a white man with white gray beards, like, you know, he's sharp. Yes. That face I never forget that face. I turn around and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? I say, nothing, just leave me alone, because I'm crying. Of course, he sees I'm in distress. I say, you know, I followed you. I say, from where? Yeah, I was the truck behind you. Whoa. And why do you want to die? Why you kept on doing that? Why are you going to give me trouble? He says like that. Yes. And I'm like, I'm very sorry, but I just needed to go. And even right now, I want to go. He told me, no, what's going on? Talk to me. And he sat next to me and held my hand. And I told him, I just found myself telling him everything, even the nitty-gritties. I just opened my tears are flowing. My heart is open. I'm done with the world. So at this point, I have nothing to lose. I have no secrets. So I told him everything. And this man said, oh, okay. Can we go to Wendy's? Wendy's is fast food. I mean, it's not even a nice restaurant. It's just Wendy's. It's fast food. So he told me, let's go to Wendy's. I get you a cup of water or a burger or something. And I said, no. Why am I eating? Where I'm going, I don't need food. I won't be hungry any longer. And he said, no, you ain't going anywhere. Just come with me. So we went, and he held my hand. When we got to Wendy's, he wrote his number on a napkin, like you call it serviette. Yes. He wrote the number on the serviette and gave it to me, and I held it. And he bought me a burger and fries or something and a soda. And he told me, listen, I just went through a divorce. I live in my truck. I don't even have a home. My wife kicked me out. I live in this truck. I said, you live in the truck and you look so happy. He said, no, I look happy, but I have to make myself happy for the sake of my children and my family and for my own sake. I don't want to go like this. I want to triumph. I want to have a story to tell. And young lady, I want to read your story one day. I told him, wow, and I was crying and I was conflicted. I was confused. Spent like 2 hours with that man right there, just talking. Yeah. But when we parted ways, I told him I'm going to Pittsburgh. So I called John. Tell John, now prepare. I'm coming to drink. Can you just tell me where we are going to drink in Pittsburgh? Now I've come from a suicidal person to a person that's going to drink. And at that point, when this man was talking to me, I said, I'm going to start my own business in America. I'm not even going back to work. I'm not going to employment. I'm going to start a business. And guess who came into my mind at that point? Famara. The guy that I met who was doing Uber. Because he had mentioned to me that Uber is good. We make a lot of money in New York. No drama. Yes, no drama, bosses. No boss, nobody to, you're looking at your back. There's a boss sniffing, and I was like, yes, I think I'm going to. And I was a businesswoman. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Why am I not even doing that in America? What's the fear? And that's what happens to most Kenyans, fear. Tunasemaga unauziwa uoga. And the fact that I was not hosted by anyone also helped me to have an independent mind to make my decisions. Remember, at that point, I'm doing my MBA, project management. And I said, this MBA is going to benefit me. I'm not going to make money for anybody. I'm going to make money for me, for myself. And I said, even at the beginning of my coming here, I was dreaming of employing people. And I said, in my 10th year in America, I'll be an employer. Wow. I will pay salaries to people from my business. Yes. So anyway, I parted way with the guy. And I looked at the little paper and I said, this man knows me so much. If I'm going to move on, I have to leave everything behind in the past. So he was part of my behind, my misery. Yeah. I have to leave my misery behind. So yes, he was my angel, but at the same time, I wasn't going to cross the line because there was a line of misery and I'm going to success. I'm sprinting to my success. I don't even know how. I don't even have money, but yes, I'm doing it. So I said, I'm going to leave this number here because it belongs here. Yes. The future, God is going to bring me my destiny helpers. God is going to give me new people in my life, and I'm going to soldier on with them. He has helped me to cross the river here, but then he will remain on this side of the river. Yeah. So I threw the card, the paper in the garbage, and I took my Venza, blasted music. Guess which song? No. Yesu nitie nguvu. Nimalize mwendo sala. I love that song. Even now, if you check my Facebook, that song is featured. Yes. So I started playing that song. And he said, pigana now, pigana na mi. Give me strength. He said, when the enemy wants to finish me, hide me under your wings. Oh my God. I was like, oh, this is what I need to be. This is what I need to be listening. This is what I want to be listening to. Oh my God. It's so, I was like, good. So so anyway, I got to Pittsburgh and I found John waiting for me. And John decides, I'm booking you in a very nice hotel. His money, no relationship. Yes. Remember? Yes. No relationship with this man. But he's just a friend. I met on Facebook and was sharing. Yeah. So I check into the hotel and said, we are going to the South Side Crawl, Mount Washington in Pittsburgh. Now, let me tell you how Mount Washington looked like.
God.
So this Southside Crawl, the name is, they are bars. So it's like a small, you leave the car at the bottom.
Yes.
There's a bar here, a bar here, a bar here, a bar here. So you take a glass here or a tot here, you go to the next one, the next one, the next one. Remember, you're going up the hill.
Totin and totin.
Unakunywa tu hivi. So
utashuka
by the time you
aje?
reach there umelewa, you can't even walk. That's why it's called the Southside Crawl. You're gonna have to crawl back.
Oh my God.
To get, there is a designated driver, of course. You're not going to drive, but kuna mauba ziko huko zinatungojea. Madere wako huko wanajua walevi wanakuja. I forgot my problems. A lady who was killing herself 1 hour ago is on the Southside Crawl drinking. So I was like, at that point, I'm reckless. I don't care. And John is very nice. He's taking care of me. So akunywi sana, yeye ananiangalia tu. So to kind of, John is actually Irish Italian.
Yes.
He's an American guy, but I call him Kenyan because he's really sweet in anaelewa Kiafrika sana.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I got to the top. We ate at some place up there, some burgers. Then now it's coming down. Hata mtu anatapika because umekunywa pombe sana.
Yes.
So coming down, you're not drinking because you are desperate to get to the car. But I needed that. That was my therapy, I would say. It healed me. And I went and slept. The next day, I didn't even talk to John. I picked my Cavenza. Back in New York, 6 hours drive. My mind is made. My song is Yesu Nitie Nguvu. Everything is good. And you know, I wasn't even a mkunywaji pombe. But that day, I just had to do something crazy just to get rid of all this. And when I got back to New York, my mind was made up. I was clear. And this man looks at me. I'm not the woman that left. I've come back very strong. My children are like, wow, mom, you're on fire. Yani, I'm like, nimeosha. Hata sikuwa naosha nyumba vizuri. You know, when you're stressed out, you can't even clean your house. Like, you're like, why am I cleaning this house for? Nikafanya winter. Ilikuwa nini? Ilikuwa spring cleaning. Nikatoa manguo, nikapeana zile tutumi, nikapeana kwa you know, donation.
Yeah.
My house, I created air, opened all the windows. My house was beautifully clean. Hata room ya baba nilienda nikaosha, nikamcleania yake pia, nikamtandikia kitanda. I came back a different woman. And at that point, I decided I'm going to start my business. Now, the question is, how do I start? My Toyota Venza cannot do Uber because in New York, you have to have something called the Taxi and Limousine Commission license. So I had to get a green taxi, ndio ni tengeneze pesa ya kupata, because the business itself, I needed like $8,000 to just start the business, not counting the car itself, the licenses and everything. So anyway, I made money through the green taxi and I was able to get into an Uber, but the green taxi was good. I was making money. Nearly a street hailing. Niko free, no stress. Naamka saa 6 asubuhi. I mean, naamka saa 4, saa 6 nimeanza kazi. I can work at night. I can work. I'm my own boss. I'm just going to New York. There's a lot of money. Oh my God, pesa iko hiyo city. So me, I was going and making $1,000 in a day. I'm like, wow.
So na Cavenza
Cavenza kako tu home. Sasa nimepea mzee Cavenza. Kumbe mzee tumekubaliana ulipe insurance na ulipe car note na mimi nilipe taxi. Do you know that car was repossessed?
Oh, yeah.
The guy never paid. And because he used to be home, alikuwa anachukua hizo mabarua za bank, anaweka kando, anachukua mabarua. So mi ilifika siku nikapata tumeamka asubuhi, hata vitu zangu zilikuwa ndani ya hiyo Venza. Nikaangalia gari imeibiwa inaenda wapi? Where is the car? My children are going to school. Naenda kuwapeleka shule, hatuna gari, nikawaweka kwa taxi. We went to school. Then that's when I called the police station, because when your car is repossessed, you call the precinct and then you say, my car is lost. And then they will tell you, no, your car was repossessed and by these people, this is the number. You call the number and then sasa nikaambiwa niende nichukue vitu zangu. Gari imepelekwa Long Island, like 2 hours away. So I had to drive all the way to pick my stuff. I asked this guy, what happened? Why is our car repossessed? This is the family car. Akaniambia, I didn't have money and I didn't want to stress you, so I didn't pay. Don't worry, we'll buy another one. That was his style. Nothing was big for him. We'll buy another one. Mimi nikaona hapa ni kutupa tu. Nigote. So I just continued doing the green taxi. Then one day, when I was at the train station waiting to pick a passenger at around 8 p.m., this guy comes out of the train station running na amebeba kama handbag iko na kiatu ndani. So he comes and says, take me to the Williamsburg Bridge. I'm like, you just came off the train that comes from there. Okay, I didn't even, nikamwambia okay twende. Akaingia kwa gari. Then tukienda hivi naona nimepitwa na ambulance police cars towards Fulton station ya subway. So he's telling me, don't use Fulton Street, use Atlantic Avenue. I'm like, why should I use Atlantic Avenue when this one haina jam? Atlantic iko na mataa na jam.
Yes.
I actually disobeyed him and followed Fulton. Kufika kwa train station here Fulton nikapata it's a whole, somebody had been shot. So it was a crime scene. But then this guy is like hiding like this, ataki kuonekana. I'm like, oh my God, me and with my Kenyan curiosity, you know, as we curiosity, tunafungua kio kwanza na naweka break, nijione,
nini inaendelea.
So, kumbe, going like, you know, from here to that, over here, like maybe I would say 300 feet, I'm surrounded by NYPD. I'm surrounded by unmarked police vehicles, number lights. Green taxi, pull over, windows down, hand on your steering wheel. I'm like, gosh, what have I done? Nikaweka. Sasa unajua America, especially when you gotta comply because kushutiwa ni rahisi. So nikaweka mikono zangu hivi kwa steering. Naambia passenger wangu, put your hands on the seat ahead of you. Tumesimamisha. So like mimi hata I don't know what happened. Milango kwa sababu ilikuwa like ilikuwa Toyota Sienna, ile yenye una roll mlango hivi. Hiyo mlango na locks ziko. Me I don't know how they opened it. I look down, I see my passenger amekanyagwa kichwa pale na polisi. So I'm wondering, what did my passenger, that's my passenger, what did he do? Polisi anakuja na ile karatasi. There's a gun. The gun has just shot somebody. That's what this guy had shot somebody at Fulton, got in the train, got where I was, got in my taxi. Sasa mimi I'm helping him escape. But kuna technology ya NYPD. If there's a gun nearby, they have like iPhone. Inachora tu, inakuonyesha kuna bunduki kwa hii gari. That's how they were able to stop us with a gun. Not even for the they saw there was a gun. Because in New York, it's no weapon. You know, it's not like other states kwenye watu wanabeba bunduki and all that. So this guy, so I asked the police, wow. I said, well, you should go home. Are you a mother? I said, yes, I'm a mother of 3 kids. Go home to your children. Today is your lucky day. This guy has just killed someone and now he's in your car. So wakanitisha my driver's license, insurance, registration. My documents were good, but our driver's license at the back has a barcode. Idea Kenya iko hivyo pia, the digital. So when they take a picture with when they scan your barcode, your life history comes there. Kama nimesha atashikwa na kitu yote, my life history, I'm clean. So they said, oh, you're clean. So go home. And then tomorrow, ukuje upeane statement kwa detectives. So that's how I went home and I said, to hell with green taxis. I am not driving any taxi anymore, street hails. I'll go to Uber. That's how I started doing Uber. So I started driving Uber. And then in 2016, 17, 18, I started now knowing the city and loving New York so much. So anytime I was driving in the city, I'll pick people from the airport and tell them, can I show you around? You know, this is the Statue of Liberty, you go this way. This is the Empire State Building, the history of New York. This is Times Square. In 1905, the New York Times came and set up their printing press here. And that's how the name changed. It used to be Long Acre Square. Now it's Times Square. And they're like, oh my God, you're so knowledgeable.
You know what you say.
And they were like, wow, can you pick us tomorrow and show us around New York? I said, of course I will. How much will you charge us? So na charge tu kidogo. So, and then can you take us back? So I decided, I'm going to print my business cards. So when I get an Uber customer who is friendly and nice, I give them my card so that they can look for me and they can recommend me. In fact, my first card used to say, we love referrals. So that way they were referring me to their friends. That's how my Naomi cards was born from that. So as you know, as we said, I didn't come here to market my business.
Yes.
I came here to just tell you my story. So let me go back home.
Good.
So back to the husband and the children.
Yes.
So now 2018, now this guy has started. I'm taking you.
No, I am catching up. You are just so lovely to talk to. You're just so lovely. Okay, take me
so back. Now, 2019, so 2018-ish.
Yes.
He's working he's a professor at CUNY City University of New York, Medgar Evers. So he's making good money, but I don't see the money. Every end month, the guy puts $1,000 on the table and says, we are sharing rent. And my rent was $2,500. And then I have to pay Con Edison electricity.
Yes.
I have to pay gas, because gas, we were National Grid. It's a different company. I have to pay cable. I have to pay so many things. My bills were totaling almost $10,000. And this man is leaving just $1,000 on the table. Yes, he would go buy food with the kids, like anafanya shopping ya groceries. But even kutoa pesa kwake ni kama kuchimba maji kwa mawe. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I left this problem in Kenya. Sasa nimekuja America kufanya hivi. So I was already feeling really bad. And the business was giving me some good money, but I want to expand. So he met his current wife, because recently I went to Nyanza, I'll tell you about it, and I was told she's a girlfriend. So they said I'm the wife. She's not married yet. I thought she was married. So this girl, this is a woman, she's actually older than him. So they come and wananunua pizza kuletea watoto wangu, and then wanakaa kwa stairs ya mlango yangu wanakula. Yani anamleta huyu mwanamke kwa nyumba yetu, you know, the house
with the kids.
I had given him permission to separate hivi. Go do your thing, but don't show my children. When we come home, we are good parents, but out there, just go do your thing. But let's not show the kids. Kumbe sasa ameanza kuleta huyo mtu mpaka kwa nyumba. Then my son one day made a comment that, wow, I feel so awkward around dad and the woman. I'm not going to say her name. I told him, hey, that's not good. So when he came upstairs, I was ready now to handle him. But because I knew he gets violence, I was recording him. I put my phone with the video recording. Because I was like, in case anichape, how will I prove that I was hurt? So nikamwambia, why are you bringing her here? You know very well we have a role that you can go do whatever you want, but don't bring it to the house. Akaniambia, I can do whatever I want. I can build her Hilton Hotel in this house. It's my house. Don't I pay rent? I'm like, yeah, you pay like a quarter, but it's fine. So he's on record too. Then it was just a very bad exchange. The children, I could see they went and locked themselves in the room. I knew we are back to zero. Where the thing I was avoiding is followed me in America.
Catching up with you.
So in America, I'm going to say this, you people need to know that if you call 911 as a domestic violence, and domestic violence doesn't mean physical. There's emotional abuse, financial abuse, every kind of abuse, and of course physical abuse. And if you feel like you're stressed out so much, you have a right to call 911 and ask the police to remove the party that is hurting you, to go aside, and so that you can you can have some peace. So I call 911, and when they come, they give you it's a yellow slip. So that slip is like an OB. So you only need 3 of those and you get a restraining order, and this person to be permanently removed from the house. So I made the first call and I got that. The next call I made, sasa nitakuwa, Lynn, do you know me sipendi mananasi? Akiata, thank you for not giving me mananasi here. But the mananasi that I hate is the whole pineapple itself. Ukikatakata nitakula, but never ever give me a whole, kama ile unaenda Thika unapata zimegrow kimananasi tu kizima. I don't like it.
Why?
I'll tell you why. I used to love mananasi so much, but not anymore. So one time on spring break in America, spring break is where people, we've come from summer. The first sunlight comes in spring. So everybody wanna be outside, ndio unaona wazungu wametoa wanapata hiyo jua and all that.
They're getting
so
the tan.
Yes, the tan. Sisi watu weusi pia tuna enjoy your melanin. We popping, it's spring. So sasa hapo Naomi, melanin popping, melanin. So mjamaa na huyo mama na watoto wake, she has big kids. Of course from a previous whatever. So they decide, mimi hata hatuna pesa, nimelipa bills, hata sina hata kitu ya kupeleka watoto wangu out. Wanaenda vacation. Do you know what they did? Waliacha gari ya huyo mama. This is my house, kwa mlango yangu hapo, kwa zile stairs. Sasa ninachokozwa, hata hiyo kukula pizza ninataka nimpige, so that they can go to court and say I'm violent, ama niwekwe jela, so that they remain. So they are looking for a way to put me in jail. And I'm now wiser. Wachana Kenya nilikuwa kichwa ngumu nini. Unajua Kenya tunakasirika, hata unaenda unavunja ma TV. America, don't you dare hata kuvunja vikombe. Utawekwa ndani. Your destruction of property. So nimeachiwa ile gari pale ndio nivunje. Kwa sababu na hiyo key sasa mananasi iko na key holder ya kimananasi kina shine. Nimeachiwa hapo kwa meza kimananasi. Oh my God, don't ever give me pineapple. I hate pineapple. So anyway, so the guy and the lady, they leave the car right in front of my door. The idea was for me to destroy this property so that I can be jailed. Yeah, because the bitterness of a wife. And now there's a key holder right at my coffee table. It's a pineapple. a shining pineapple, a whole pineapple.
Yes.
I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I can't stand this. So it's a key holder. And I'm like, I can deal with this pineapple. So I call my son. I tell Alvin, can you take this pineapple to your dad's room?
Yes.
And Alvin takes it to the dad's room. But then I'm not at peace. At night, I'm sleeping, I'm seeing the pineapple because I know they're out there enjoying themselves and I'm suffering. And then to make matters worse, there's a pineapple in my house. So we're going to get rid of this pineapple. So I'm looking at the repercussions of getting rid of the pineapple versus destroying the car. I thought I could get rid of the pineapple.
Yeah.
So I take the pineapple and throw it in the garbage because anything that doesn't belong in this house is garbage, right?
Yes.
The key is not mine.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong to my husband. It doesn't belong to my children.
What
is that? It's garbage. So I throw it in the garbage and take it out for the garbage collectors. So the vacation ends and they come back at around 6 p.m. in the night. In fact, it was like raining and they're there struggling. And the guy comes upstairs and he's like, I've set my camera ready because I knew there was going to be trouble. So he comes in and says, where is the key holder I left here? The son says, I took it to your room, Dad. So can you get it for me? The son is like now confused. Where? Mom, have you seen Dad's key? I said, no. But there was some garbage in the house that looked like a pineapple and it's in the garbage. So tell him to go check with the garbage people. Hey, he come to me, he wants to slap me. And I'm positioned next to the camera, is recording. That's now they are trying to play games on me. I'll play games on them. So he wanna beat me and it's recording. Then I think he thought about it when he was about to slap me, he walks back. But of course he gives me like words, everything. And they take an Uber. The next day they got a spare key or something, the car was gone. Actually, before they came back, I had called 911. I say, officer, 911, what's your emergency? I say, I don't have an emergency, officer, but there's a car in front of my house and I don't know the owner. It could be stolen. Then the police say, oh, it could be stolen. So it's right in front of your house. We don't have a report.
Oh, no.
Then I'm like, no, this car does not belong in my house. But anyway, I think my husband, then the police starts laughing. Say, oh, your husband, please go to the family court.
Yes, take it there.
We're not going to get involved in your shenanigans. The police, they know.
Yes.
They are very clever. They've dealt with these cases.
Yeah.
So I feel so frustrated that I want the police to take her car. They won't. Now I'm like, come on, I'll throw the pineapple. Anyway, so after the pineapple incident, things got really bad. I went to court. I explained to the family court that I needed. Oh, and when I was recording him one day, he said, I don't care. I'll beat you and I'll go to court. American jail is like a hotel. We just sit there, we eat. So don't think you can scare me with taking me to, he was talking like that. All this is being recorded. So I talked to a lawyer and we went to court. Then he was asked, she wants a restraining order from you because you're violent, you're abusing her. And he was like, Your Honor, I don't even care. It's okay. So he was given 2 years restraining order. Yeah. Then family court has to decide the children's fate. Who is going to take care of the kids? I applied for full custody, 100%. I said, Your Honor, I work, I make money, I can take care of the kids. I would like to get full physical and legal custody. He was asked, do you want to contest this? He said, Your Honor, I don't care, she can have them. I was like, good, I got the children. Now the next thing, we were sent to the child support court. Now that's where now I had to give in something because I knew once he heard about the child support, now he wants the children back because he knows 50-50. I said, you know what? I will not take you to child support. I will waive my rights. I don't want a coin from you. I don't want alimony. I don't want child support. I don't want anything. I just want my kids. Give me full custody and I'll set you free. He said, oh, of course. He was very quick to give me full custody. We signed the paperwork. I never went to court for child support and I started supporting my kids through difficulties, of course, but the business was growing. Yeah. Naomi Cars was incorporated in the year 2020, 2018, of course, but fully as a corporation, an S Corp in 2020. I got funding. My customer base has grown. In fact, up to now, from that, I've handled more than 1,000 clients. We are doing very well to an extent that now, my coming to Kenya, actually, my visit this time was not personal. I came to meet investors. I have two investors that have put in a lot of money, and I'm buying 2 boats for the Statue of Liberty.
You're buying boats?
Yes, big sightseeing boats, very 300 capacity boats with a lower deck. It's gonna be for sightseeing. Middle deck, it will be a lounge, a bar, and a restaurant, and the top deck will be for premium sightseeing. That's launching in 2025 in June, and you're invited for the launch because God is good.
He's good.
And God is good all the time.
Yeah.
In spite of all this suffering, all these problems, you see what is happening. Naomi Cars is one of the household names in New York City. You may, even if you go to like Wanderlust or wherever, even on your page you say, I'm going to New York, they will look for me. Naomi Cars NYC.
So your company entails you first. Before I come here, let me take you back to your journey as an Uber driver.
Yes.
Because I know you've worked as an Uber and a Lyft driver,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
For someone who left Kenya with so much credentials, did you not feel like, why am I doing Uber? And what's the misconception people have around, careers such as Uber driving?
Yes.
And also, how good was the money?
Yes. So still, Uber was good when I joined. Then it got so oversaturated. Same thing with Kenya, I think. So everybody now started driving. We used to say that everybody and their grandmother went into driving the same car. So what happens when it's saturated is the same market, but then we have so many cars. So the income started dwindling at that time. But at that time, I had already moved on to something better. But I didn't leave my Uber people alone. I set up a group called NYC Rideshare Club. I have 8,000 Uber drivers. I'm an advocate. I do advocacy work. I negotiate with the city. We've got so many wins. I'm the co-chair for justice for app workers. So that's another life that I do a lot of advocacy work, and I help drivers. Then I went now into my own private business.
Now
that's
Naomi Cars.
doing well. Now about my academic credentials, I was not worried because I knew this is a means to somewhere. Let me tell you, Lynn, even if I came to Kenya here and I wanted to start kulima, farming, I would put on the gumboots and get to this farm because I want to know how much fertilizer I need to put in the land. I want to know which breed of crops I need. For me to do this business, I had to go to the streets and understand New York City like the back of my hand. My customers get shocked when I drive them without the GPS. I don't use GPS in New York. My phone is away, and they say, how are you knowing these places? Any of my customers would tell you, I do not use the GPS. I learned the New York grid. I also drive celebrities. Like I'm in a company called Player Protect. We work with the New York Jets. Now, for the celebrity driving I double up as a bodyguard. So I drive and I also offer security. Now, one of the training that we get is if a celebrity went to a club and a fight started, I'm able to pick this celebrity, put him in my car, and wiggle my way out of the situation without him getting injured. That means I have to learn the city. I have to know all the shortcuts or the chochoros, I have to know how to get that person from there. And I drive a big Suburban. My Suburban is like from there up to there. Big car. But I'm able to drive this car all the way. My clients always are amazed with my driving. I'm not bragging, but
you are good. You're an amazing
driver.
So you have like, in your business, Naomi Cars, you have like different cars.
Yes, I'm affiliated, And one of my affiliation is the Player Protect, which is New York Jets and New York Giants. Then I also work with casinos in Atlantic City. I have an affiliate with a limousine company in Atlantic City where I get a lot of big, the high roller, the high roller, whatever, flyers. The flyers. And these are people who will gamble even 300,000 in a night. So they cannot be driven by any Tom, Dick and Harry. First of all, I'm cleaning background checks. I have a license for, like a good conduct kind of thing. So I'm given those jobs and I take care of those people. The other thing is now my sightseeing business and Naomi Cars, which is my own. And now we are moving now. We do also helicopter rides. I charter helicopters. So I do ground tours. I do aerial Manhattan tours. I charter helicopters. I have a contract with the helicopter. It's called the Manhattan helipad. So if I have 5 people, I just charter a whole helicopter. If I have one person, I book for them space in a shared helicopter. My dream is to buy my own helicopters, whereby I won't have to share my revenue with anyone. So that's the next phase after the boats. So, and then now I have water. The water, I didn't have my own boats, so I used to book an existing boat. My clients would go and find a boat full of people.
Yeah.
So the boat that I'm buying now, which actually as I told you, I just got the money. So I have the money for that. I have money for 2 boats.
Congratulations.
Yes. So now the boats are going to be all similar. I'm getting brand partnership with a very famous Kenyan place, which I'm not going to say the name until the deal is done. And we are going to brand our boats in the Kenyan colors. And we are going to actually, there's also a carrier that we are going to partner with. So this is going to be a way of marketing Kenya to the world from New York City. I mean, who doesn't go to New York City?
Yes.
I want Kim Kardashian and all these people to be coming to those boats and highlighting. So you can imagine the effort I'm putting into the boat. My boats are going to be constructed afresh.
Yeah.
So I'm having a company that is doing the shell, and then inside the interior is going to be done by another company, and we are going to incorporate the Kenyan theme in it. Now, the middle deck, which is going to be for recreation and whatever, you know, the restaurant,
activities.
we're going to have Kenyan night, Nigerian night, Latin night,
in
whatever.
a boat.
Yes, and you're just seeing the Statue of Liberty, beautiful. 2 hours, we call it the sunset cruise, and we'll have the dinner cruise. I will have 2 shifts, we'll be operating for 18 hours. So it's a very viable project that in 5 years, I'm anticipating to have 10 boats. So I just secured an appointment with the mayor, and I'm going to request for him to give me a marina by the Hudson River, because I need space for more than 10 boats. Because as I said, the Kenyans, we need to colonize America. Most of us, and I'm saying this in very good faith, I mean, most of us go there, they become nurses. Nurses make a lot of money. It's a very good career, but majority of us ends up in home health assistant, home health care. Which is also very noble and wonderful, because they help people that are unable to help themselves, people with disabilities, old people, people in hospice. It's a noble job. I love what our people, people do and helping the Americans. But guys, are we just gonna end up all of us in healthcare? Are we gonna be all teachers? Why don't we have entrepreneurs? I was doing research, and I don't have data, so I cannot prove it, but I don't know how many Kenyans are running successful businesses in New York City, Manhattan. My office is on 57th Street, Midtown Manhattan, 4th floor, Naomi Cars, NYC Inc. On 4th, well, I don't want to advertise my business here.
Advertise.
But
it's okay. Where is it? Give us the full details.
Yeah,
it's at Manhattan?
It's located in Manhattan, New York City, or in Midtown on 57th Street. The address is 57 West 57th Street, 4th floor, New York, 119, 10019. That's the address, physical address. I pay taxes, federal and state taxes. I am a very upright citizen. I do everything right. I'm a member of I have affiliated my business with the Chamber of Commerce. So the Chamber of Commerce actually do help us a lot. So I've registered there. And now we are going to the next phase, and I want Kenyans to join me.
Good.
In fact, as I was trying to pitch my investors pitch, my point is, if you invest more than at least 500,000, you get automatic citizenship. You become a dual citizen. Do you want to be an
500,000?
Lynn,
Kenya shillings?
$500,000.
Okay.
Oh, that's that's like
because 500 I could do a harambe right now.
No, it's 75 million.
You become
a citizen. Yeah, from I think it's 500 to a million. I'm not sure. It's 750 somewhere there. So if you invest, like most of my investment is $1 million. So you invest $1 million, you become a citizen. You get automatic green card. You, your wife, your children who are under 21, you get the U.S. citizenship through investment. I know most people did not know this. So we want to come out and tell people, let's go to America and colonize the country. Let's go own a share. I want a slice of New York City. I want that Hudson River. I am getting a slice of that river. And you know the river touches on Atlantic Ocean. So I'm getting a maritime license because my boats will be touching on the international waters, circle the Statue of Liberty and come back. So we'll be having like 6 trips, 6 we just 1 hour, come back, clean, whatever the crew. And look at me now. I'm thinking about how I'm colonizing that river. So I want other Kenyans to come to New York. So
now you are the ones colonizing America.
We are going to colonize. They colonize. It's payback time. So as I know at the beginning of the interview, you talked about the UK and whatever people saying we are going there.
You are taking their jobs.
Listen, America does not belong to anyone. I, Naomi from Kenya, We are equal. America is the land of equality. Nobody's better than the other. We also have equal opportunities, but sometimes as minority black people, we are disadvantaged. I am going to be the first minority woman, black woman, and an African immigrant to put a boat in the Hudson River.
Oh, wow.
I am making that history, and I will invite my fellow Kenyans to come and see that moment. May God touch my investors. We're signing, because we are signing on Friday. Nataka your contract is anyway, so that I can go and start the work. And I want people to know that America is not for employment only. There are business opportunities. There's something called the Small Business Administration, the SBA. It is enticing black, especially minority women, to own businesses. They give you funds. Of course, you have to have good credit. You have to have, their prerequisites. You cannot just walk into SBA and get money. No. Gotta do your homework. Look at me. Where did I start?
Yes.
It's a graduate.
America,
there are no shortcuts in America. America, there's no. Let me not say there is no corruption. I do not know because I have no data. But I know in America, if you are you do your due diligence, you work hard, put in the effort, you will gain a lot and you will be successful. But you have to be in line with the law. You have to make sure that you employ legal people. One of the problems I have with my people is that somebody wanna get job under the table. Now, you gotta have a driver's license to drive my limousines. You gotta have the TLC license to drive my limousines. You gotta have a social security number. There's no way I'm going to break the law to save you while we came here with equal opportunities. I came there as a visitor, but I worked my way to get myself legal. I never worked under the table. Never, not one day. I struggled and waited until I got all my documents in order. So I want to encourage our people. I know there are people who, come there. I mean, America also, that labor, there's labor that is only provided by, undocumented. And New York is a sanctuary city, actually. Yeah. You can come to New York as an undocumented immigrant and you can get, somehow you can work a little bit and
maneuver.
You can get a municipal license. There is a way you can get a license. There are people who have driver's license and all that. It's a sanctuary city. And by sanctuary city, I mean, they can help you into the path to citizenship, path to being legal. You can come to America and fall in love and marry an American citizen, and also that can help you get the papers. I'm not motivating you to come for marriage. I'm just telling you things that can happen that you can be legal. And the other thing is apply for the green card. Do not give up. Most of us just get in trouble because of lack of knowledge or maybe lack of funds, because you feel like, if I go, how will I come back? But please, just make yourself legal. When you're legal, the sky is the limit.
And you can run your business
I am an example. I'm running my business. I have a corporation, and I'm setting a new one. You can be a Syrian. You can have as many businesses as you wish, and the government will support you as long as you're paying your taxes in order. You're not running away with people's money, as you mkora. So you just live your life well, and you get in there. So,
what's the major difference you've noticed when it comes to running business in Kenya
and the US?
Oof.
So I was running a business here. So I was running. Of course, I had a bookshop here. One of the things that the business was doing well, but I had problems. And the biggest problem is corruption. When you are doing the tender, the initial expression of interest, because I was a consultant as well, and I used to supply books, you have to consider the 30% rule. Have you ever heard of the 30% rule?
Kitu kidogo.
Kitu kidogo.
Okay.
So if I'm quoting, I'm buying this cup for $50, 50 Kenya shillings, I will sell this cup for 50, 60, 70, 80 Kenya shillings. The cup costs 50, but then I'm selling it at 80 so that I can give Kamau, the procurement manager or whoever, 30%. That is what really discouraged me. Even besides all that, when you supplied and the check is ready, unaambiwa, they tell you, your check is not yet ready. Can you talk to the accountant? When you go to the accountant, he's dilly-dallying. He wants you to push. The culture of pushing things.
The one who is supposed to sign left the car.
The only thing I want to push is a baby.
I
I'm not pushing Kamau or
Yeah,
Kibet
yeah.
or Marilyn to push a check. What am I pushing? I did my work. I supplied the cups.
Pay me my money.
Pay me my money. Because in US, I give you my invoice. I have the turnaround is 2 weeks. 14 days, I get paid. Turnaround, 5 days. I tell you, 5 days ago, I get my check. My check even comes to my mail. It's mailed to my house. I don't have to push anybody. I don't have to call anybody. The system runs. I don't have to remind anybody that, oh, when am I getting paid? No. The system runs. And that is what made me just go. Because I couldn't take it anymore. It was too much. I felt I would go to India. I would go to buy books. I go to Singapore, Malaysia. I'll go abroad to bring books, especially nursing textbooks. Those books are quite heavy. I'm paying for the freight. I'm paying for the books themselves. I'm paying for my business license. I'm paying everything. And then I'm paying another 30% to someone. And another push. Hey, I was like, no, this is it.
It won't work.
I'm going to do business in America. And in America, I don't have to push anyone. I don't have to. In fact, for my tours, I'm paid in advance. We are automated. You go to my app, you book your trip, you pay. I put my drivers, I dispatch my drivers, my tour guides, they come, they give the tour, I pay them. Before even the moment a driver logs in they are already on the location, cha-ching, the money is in his account or her account. This motivates them to work very hard. Right now I'm in Kenya. Today I have like 3 tours happening. Yesterday I had for like 4 tours. My work is going on from here. In fact, at my sister's house, they were like, wow. So who are these people you are calling? You sound like you are, oh yes, Times Square, yeah. Like now I have a check-in. I have to check in a client that is checking into Sheraton, Times Square. I can do all that because the systems are running. My company, I work with a lot of integrity. My employees are well paid. I have never had an employee write me a text message to remind me of payment. Never. I pay in advance. And that's why they love me.
Beautiful.
I have a team called the Reliability Tribe. If you want, I'll show you some pictures. And my Reliability Tribe, the reason we call my company, we are not employees. We are not colleagues. We are a tribe. And our tribe is called the Reliability Tribe.
Okay.
The Reliability Tribe is a tribe that you work with people whom you bring them to your level and you tell them, I am not your boss. I'm your sister. I'm your brother. We are a tribe. And we are reliable in a way that if I stand up and fall, my COO, Chief Operations Officer Cameron, will hold my back. And I can let myself fall and I will not hit the ground. That's how much I trust them. So we are a reliability tribe. We assist one another at a personal level. Let's say, for example, somebody needs some money, they have an emergency. I pay them in advance. Like maybe you have a rent arrears. I will give you like $5,000 and then I will give you work for that. And even if I'm giving you work, I'm still paying you. So it's like I'm paying you 50%, the other 50% is going to pay that debt. Interest free. Sometimes I waive. My clients also are so good. Like I have Crystal and everybody else. There's a lady from Kenya. I can't remember her name was Grace. She came with her daughter. And one of my tour guides, Crystal, loved them so much. Guess what she did? She gave them a voucher. So my drivers have vouchers that I've given for free tours and free transportation. So if you are really an exceptional client, they just call me and say, Naomi, I have the tour tomorrow. Do not charge the client. I'm giving them a voucher. Yeah, and I pay them, but the company, of course, catered for that. So my staff has freedom, even to offer free services, courtesy of our business, for clients for model clients. And in fact, Crystal is coming on a vacation from invitation to a client from Kenya. The client is going to host her and her fiancé, and they have been booked at hotels and everything, courtesy of this client from Kenya that they drove in New York. So we are, when I say a reliability tribe, is a business that is founded on values of family, friendship, sisterhood and brotherhood. I never fire, and I've never fired anyone. That will surprise you. I've worked with them for like 7 years. I've never fired anybody from my business. I've never fired anyone. Of course, I've had people who have left in a very good way. I've written recommendation letters, but I've never fired anybody. I've never had a reason to fire them. They are my tribe. We are a family. Can you fire your sister? No, it's forever.
Depends.
So now we are going into the boat. No, okay. Did you just say that?
Hii Kenya ni ngumu bana.
Kenya.
utapea mtu kazi ashindange akikupima tu yako tu hivi na ndiye anapima tu.
Sijawahi ona. And you know,
that's America.
So and now we are moving into the boat, and some of them are like, Mom, now you're going into the boat business. What happens to us? I said, no, we are the family. We are a liability to you. Do the ground.
Yes.
We go to the water. Yes. The air. We are colonizing the whole space. We got the ground, we got the water, we got the air.
You are colonizing.
Who can walk on us?
I knew you are going for that.
It is Naomi Cars, and it is the reliability tribe. We are doing it.
I love you. You are doing it.
Yes.
What was your initial capital and what's the net worth right now of the business?
Okay, I'm not gonna disclose the net worth because right now I'm in negotiations with the
that was my way of asking
my investors.
Yeah.
So at the moment I'm not gonna disclose the net worth, but the initial capital was very minimal. In fact, I think I had just 15,000. In fact, we started with 7,000, 3,000 here. You know, you're buying a car, you're getting the license here. Yeah. I would say it was nothing. Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask if the profit is good.
Very good.
It's very good.
We hit even 200%. Yes. Yes, it's that good.
My friend,
this is New York. It is New York. It's New York.
Concrete
but
jungle.
My strength is with the people.
Yes.
In fact, without my staff, I'm nothing. Because this is a service industry. My net worth is the people.
Yeah.
They say your network is your network. The people that work with me and for me.
Maybe before I wind up, let's talk about love. How miss me too? You don't need someone to share all this joy and all these whatevers, these wins. Someone to call Zaddy.
Forget those. That is agape. I'm in the snow. I'm driving my big SUV. I'm like, what time? With my overalls. I don't even have time for makeup. Hata lipstick niliweka jia Lynn Ngugi. So anyway, after my divorce, so in 2019, we were officially separated, and he moved on to stay with the wife. In fact, they came. I invited them for Thanksgiving with the lady. I'll show you some pictures.
Now you are good.
Well, for the sake of the children. So
but you didn't serve pineapples.
Pineapple at my door, pineapple bread. So anyway, so when they came, already, so divorce is like death, by the way. I would say divorce is death. Something dies. And they are, just like we have stages of mourning, we have the grieving part. There's the denial, there's the mourning, there's the acceptance, and then there's that plateau, peace. I'm at that point. At first, after the divorce, I came to realize he never signed the divorce papers. So I'm yet to sign them. Nobody's signing. Aduna haraka. We are not in a hurry. And I like it because I use it as a defense mechanism. When I don't want someone, I tell them, you see, I'm not even finished with this. So go away. So anyway, but when I meet the one, he's ready to sign, I'm ready to sign. We can sign anytime. So the first thing was anger. I was very angry. I went through that phase. Then I went into denial that surely this is not happening. Then I went to acceptance. I accepted that really I'm single. I'm single. Like it's me and my children. I'm alone. Like I wake up in the morning. My bill was, I had a bill of $200. It's still waiting for me. Nobody woke up and paid it. You know, sometimes when you're married, your spouse can say, oh, kale ka bill nililipa mami. I got you. Kale ka bill. Mi sina iyo. So I wake up in the morning. I have to face all my challenges alone. So I had to accept that I'm alone. And right now I'm at a phase of peace. For the last 13 years since I left Kenya, I've never gone to visit my in-laws. And it was by design because I wasn't ready to face them. My mother-in-law loved me so much. I can't say loved. I say loves me. Present tense. My father-in-law adores me. And I love them to death. I love them. In those 21 years I was married in that home, I never went to bed crying because my mother-in-law did something, my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, nobody. It's a polygamous home. Even those other wives, nobody ever wronged me. If anything, I was shown excess love. I was excessively loved by that family. I was not ready to face them because I was still going through the stages of the divorce. And just recently I went to see them. My father-in-law is a Ker. Their laws, K-E-R, the Luo Council of Elders. He's the chairman of their constituency. When we arrived, my mother-in-law, she's not feeling well, but she cooked chicken, fish, everything. I went with my brother and my sister. We went 3 of us. We were welcomed like dignitaries in that home. My father-in-law, the next morning, we went and slept. I couldn't sleep in my boma because I left a kaunda. So we had left our Simba. There's Simba. Simba was modern.
Yes.
But then we had, before we went to America, we had to move so that we can open the door for the other brothers. You know, if an elder brother doesn't construct, the other ones will not leave. So we had to open the gate for them to leave. So we built a kaunda suit, mabati juu. Yeah. So my kaunda suit is still there. And he went and built a very big, magnificent building.
Yes.
And I was told because I never went to open that house, he brought his girlfriend, whom they refused to call his wife. I don't know why. So they say he brought the woman, but my father-in-law refused. So this is the Luo compound. The first wife house has to face the gate. That house is at the corner. It's covered by, it's right at the corner. Big house, beautiful. I'm like, why are you hiding this beautiful house here? They say, no, we cannot put it here. This is your space. This is your space. And my father-in-law said, even if I die, you have to build here because your son has to come out of that house to go build his Simba. My son is a Luo. I cannot change my son name from Odongo to Kamau or Njoroge. No, they are Luos. Janam, he's a man of the lake.
Yes.
So even if me, I'm Kikuyu, even if I go where, my son will remain there. That is his home. And I have to build a home so that my son can leave that home.
Yes.
Thank God I'm not married anywhere. I can do that now because I was enlightened by my father-in-law. He put on the care legali. I'll show you pictures. He went and took them cookie. He took the thing, the shield, and stood there and said, my daughter, come here. That is even Raila Odinga, when they go to Jaramogi Foundation or whatever, he puts on those clothes when he have big people, dignitaries. My father-in-law put on that clothes for me, a mere woman from Kikuyu land. That shows me the love is still there. My mother-in-law could not leave my hands. My sister was saying, Sasa Nyinyi, why are you crying? We were crying with her. Because I was crying because I felt pain. That my mother-in-law says, since you left, I have been sick. I felt sick when you left. I feel guilty for causing so much pain to this family. But then also I was going through my own problems. I didn't know better. I should have come home and talked to them during the turmoil. I should have come and talked to my in-laws. But I pride, ego,
and also
pain.
being human.
And I'm human.
You're human.
I apologize to them. I say, Mom, I'm sorry. Baba, I'm sorry. I did not come to tell you what happened.
Yeah, but you are being human.
I love you so much, Dad. I love you so much, Mom. You're my mother, my father forever. But your son is the problem. And they said, there's always problems. That's why we allow separation. They say in Luo culture, we do allow separation. He said that. The only thing we don't allow is divorce. But separation, you can take a breath, take a break, and now you've come at your peace. I told them about it. I said, I'm at my peace level. At this stage, I'm able to face you and I'm able to come home today. Yeah. And he told me, build your house, let your children have a home.
Yes.
The other house belongs to somebody else. Do not worry. Even if your husband has refused, just come and tell me when you want to come. I'll call him. I'll summon him here. And we are going to build that house. He's going to build that house for your children, and your son will live. And I'm going to do that. I will build my house there.
Yeah. And your kids, how are they coping?
My kids were affected a lot, especially my son, because he said that I went to school one day and I came home, I didn't find my father. My mother kicked my father out. It took time for me to convince him that I did not kick your father out. It was necessary for the break because we would be at a worse position right now. So he said, oh, I want to go live with my father. So I said, okay, fine. So I went to a notary public. I signed documents, a release, and I gave the father the child. I signed and I said, you can go stay with your father for as long as you wish. When you want to come back, let me know. I will sign back the release. I released him. He went to his father. 1 week, he was back. He didn't even add a week, not even 1 week. He was back. When I went to pick him, because we were exchanging in the notary public office so that they can sign, the moment he saw me, he started kissing my hand. I'm like, why are you kissing my hand? I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I'm like, what happened? Mom, I will never go away. Please, Mom, I want to stay with you. And I asked him, what happened? He said, Mom, I cannot tell you. I just know what happened, but I will not tell you. Because I don't want to bring gossip from my father's house to your house. Just know that I love you and I'm not going back there. He couldn't stop kissing my hand. And I'm like, I need food. Yes. So I cooked for him the food. You know, ule. Hata kupika. Let me not laugh.
Guy, boy,
So,
you guys,
but anyway, let me not say that
you
because
being petty?
siendi wako na bwana. So maybe anajua kupika. I don't know, but my son,
Yes.
was not happy. So anyway, so love, I have met people, but
Let us
nile tu
recover
ya hapa na
from
pale,
that.
hapa na pale.
Yes, hapa na
Nothing
pale.
nothing concrete.
Do you think? Go on.
I'm not searching.
You are not
I'm
searching.
not searching. I'm okay. I'm at my peaceful stage. Sitaki mtu akuja ni. I don't want people to come disturb me. I'm okay.
Love is good.
Yeah, but love is. I will.
you-
Well, Lynn, did you do some shoot your shot? Well,
My people will shoot their shot here.
oh well, but I'm a tough cookie.
Yes.
So let me just warn these
Tough
guys
one to crack,
because
huh?
I have been through all that. You've
And
had
it's-
my life story.
And it's good for you to take some time.
So you're meeting a woman that has been through fire.
Yeah.
So I'm hardened. So if you're looking for a soft girl, please,
She ain't this one.
you ain't getting it here.
Eh.
You're meeting some tough woman. So unless you can match that,
Yes.
match my energy.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you think it's very hard for marriages to survive abroad, especially when you guys are coming from Kenya? Do you think it's hard for couples to adjust abroad?
Actually, that was when I went to my brother. So something happened after visiting my father-in-law. Every brother, he has how many? 3 brothers. They invited me to their homes. Each and every one wanted me to go. The one in Migori, we went. A whole goat, half a goat was placed on the table for us. You can see those pictures on my Facebook page. Everywhere I went, the welcome. It's like sometimes it's good to disappear so that people can miss you because they really missed me and they showed it. So and they were all encouraging me to come back, bring our kids back and all that. And one of the brothers, his name is George, and he said, "But what really happens when people go to America?" And I'm like, in America, it's not like here. There are many factors that affect marriage. First of all, both of you are working. You're working odd hours. Maybe the husband is working at night. Maybe both of you are working at night. When one is working at night, one has to stay home and watch the kids because you cannot afford. It's very expensive to afford a nanny. In fact, some of us, we get saved by shoshus who come and they come sit with the kids in the home. And that's not even employment. That's just a companionship. Yes. So you need a companion, somebody to sit in the house. Because if I say employment, that is illegal. So you can't even employ them. You just come to your house, they take care of the kids, then you give them a token of appreciation to keep it legal. So it's very hard to even employ somebody to work for you. Lynn, where you left this cup in the morning, that's where you'll find it in the evening because there's no house girl. Here, you can even leave everything on the table, you stretch your legs on the sofa, and there's like a girl working. Oh my God, you guys are living the life. You are living it. That's the life. You have a gardener outside taking care of the crops. You have another person opening the gate. When I go to my sister's house and I'm like, why are we honking? And there's, somebody's open. I'm like, wow. That there's somebody who will leave what they are doing to come and open the gate for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is the life. And I feel pity also for the one opening the gate. I'm like, why? Why are they opening the gate? That's how America is. We are used to doing things for ourselves. You arrive, leave your car, go open the gate, go wash your car. Nobody's going to wash your car. Take your cup and go wash it. Make your bed. The children, brush your teeth, serve breakfast. I'm fixing a bread. The kid is making coffee. Another one is doing this. Everybody's busy working in the home. You don't see people sitting like this in America. Now, you've come from Kenya with that mentality of I'm the boss, I'm the man. You want to sit down and you want somebody to take your shoes, you want somebody to iron your shirt. There's no time for that. Everybody's busy. So everybody's busy. And America, everybody has a job. Let nobody tell you that there are no jobs in America. You will get, if you want to work, you get a job in America and you will work.
Yes.
So the marriage, back to the marriage setup, the men feel, especially now the women, because we are more aggressive. You remember my story?
Yes.
I was the one working and this man was not working. And that's why it was very hard for me to cope with that because he brought that Kenyan behavior into America. And now women are making more money than men. So the men are already intimidated by empowered women in America. And he want to bring that kuguruma, I'm the man, but you're the man, yes. I'm paying everything. I'm paying for your Everything I'm paying for you. So
Unagurumia
nani. So, you know, the marriages, now the men feel a little bit intimidated. They want to keep girlfriends in Kenya.
Yes.
So that when they come here as summer bunnies, they are worshipped by the girls. That the ego is restored. So this man starts cheating so that he can get his ego kind of pampered. Because the wife in America cannot pamper that ego like that. I'm not saying every marriage is like that. I'm just giving a scenario, like why would marriage fail? There are women that are very submissive in America. There are women that are housewives. There are women that are even have money, but they're very submissive. So please do not mistake me that I'm saying that all women in America are like that. No. I'm just answering the question you asked. You asked. Another thing is the weather. American weather can do a number on you. The winter months are very cold. The winter comes with some depression of some sort. It's a very depressing time, especially for me. Like waking up and it's so cold. Even now, Nairobi, you see how cold it is.
Yes.
Think about four times this. You know, you are putting on jackets. There's no breath. That's why I told you when spring comes, we are popping. Like everybody's out getting the sunshine. You know, the weather, the flowers are blooming. Winter is kind of, you know, the trees shed all the leaves, they look like they are dead. So it's a very depressing kind of environment. And if you don't know how to cope, you can psychologically get into depression because of just the weather itself, even. Pressure from work. America is a place where you're measured by results. Performance indicators are measured seriously. So if you are here and maybe you are a teacher, you went to the staff room, unaeka tu vitabu hapo, you just sit lounge with the other teachers. America is not like that. America, in fact, the kids are going to call you names and you can't touch them. Can't even beat them. They have all the rights. The children in your house have rights. I can't even beat my son. But you know, sisi weusi, because of our skin, you can beat. Bora tu isifure. So unaweza gonga kidogo. Hey, lazima ama niaje. How are you going to leave the kids without a little discipline, you know? So you can touch a little, but be careful. If they go to school, they say they were beaten, then they take the kids away. So also that is a challenge. Like you are the mother, you are the father, ukiguruma, everybody quiet. Now you're in a country where the kid is asking you, Dad, why are you late? Dad, I need money to buy sneakers. You get paid. Where is the money for my Jordans? You know, so the kids have power. They are empowered. The wife on the other side is also empowered. Why are you not paying this bill? Where were you? You were supposed to be here at 5 p.m. You left the office. You know, you cannot even tell us, no, you say that, you can't. You are like, and I usually tell people, and people are laughing, that America actually, first, children, top priority. Second, women. Third, dogs, cats, and everything. Fourth, men. So men are at the bottom of so a man is already intimidated in that country. So it's very hard for even if you go to the police station.
Yes.
Oh, my husband kicked the dog. What? You kicked the dog? You're going to jail for that.
But now
animal abuse.
But now where does this
But
leave
my wife
men?
slapped me. Well, maybe she was emotionally distressed.
Oh, so
that's why she slapped
So a lot of women will also use this to their advantage. Yes. They'll set their men up because they know the system.
They do set their men up. And sometimes people don't believe when I tell them I didn't even take child support, I didn't do all these things to him. And I forgave him. He was in my house the other day, we were eating and Thanksgiving, having Mary. Right now I'm considering building my house there. Well, we are still separated. Nothing is going to change that. But for the sake of my children,
what needs to be done will be
and
done.
For the sake of my in-laws that love me so much. You know when people are pretending, you can know fake love. Their love is genuine. 100% genuine. Yes. I deal with, I'm running a business in New York. I know how to detect fake 10 kilometers away. But their love is genuine. And I'm going to reciprocate that love by doing what my father-in-law asked me to do, which was come back, build my boma. And my son will come from there. Me and my ex, that's another story altogether. But for the respect of the community, their family, I would do that.
Look at you. A true story.
Yes.
A true, honest, perfect, not so perfect, but true story.
Yes.
Beautiful.
I am who I am. Yeah. And I'm like, take it or leave it.
Yeah.
This is me. But we are colonizing America. Do not forget that. And I want Kenyans to come and set up businesses in the US. There are many who are doing businesses in many states, but hey, New York is for you too. Come to New York City.
Come to New York.
Let's do it.
I can put my studio in New York.
Please, please come.
Okay.
I will hold your hand, sis. I will hold your hand. And besides also that, I do a lot of work for Kenyans stranded at JFK. I've helped people with immigration, like they are in the immigration jail. Like there's a case also, one got a mental breakdown. I picked her, went and interpreted for her. She got her stamp, she went in.
Beautiful.
I have a guy that is now in prison, host problem. So I'm helping him. I have so many things that I do besides this is how I give back to the community. I am not like a number one Christian, like going to church and all that, but I give back. My 10% goes to cases that I get. Of course, I go to church, I worship God, I love God and all that. But I felt like I do more, I have more impact when I help individuals in need. So if you're at JFK and you're stranded in New York, I may not help you 100%, but I will do something for you. I'll give you resources for help. You are a new immigrant, I can help you know how to enlist upward the new citizen programs. I can help you even on how to start your path to citizenship through non-profit. You don't need to pay anybody. Don't pay me anything. God has paid me abundant in many ways, but that's how I can just give back, by helping people. So if you are in New York and you have a problem, just talk to me. I don't like giving my personal number.
You can give an email.
You can, you can just look for me on Facebook. Naomi Cars NYC Incorporated. Naomi Cars NYC Inc. or my Facebook is Naomi Ogitu. My page is public. I post whatever I post. I'm just like that.
You're just like that. I appreciate you. This has been a very beautiful conversation. I know we said we were gonna do 1 hour, but look at us now.
Yeah, we've covered
but anyways, I just really appreciate you for being honest and for being truthful and for being you, and also showing us that there are so many possibilities in this world. And when you go to America, you don't have to settle for just what's commonly known. You can actually start something for yourself. But what legacy are you looking into leaving behind?
So my legacy is mostly my children and my business. I didn't talk much about my children. I'm a mother of engineers to be. My son has a full scholarship from Wolfspeed. Wolfspeed is a microchip manufacturing company. They do Samsung parts for phones and computers and everything. So microchips. So that company, these are the companies that you had Trump talking about that were in Taiwan, China, wherever. And he wanted to bring back those into the US. So there's a 50 billion facility in Canada for microchip manufacturing. Wolfspeed is one of the microchip companies that came to the Hudson Valley in New York, upstate New York. So my son goes to SUNY, State University of New York. It's called SUNY Poly, basically science and technology. He's pursuing mechanical engineering and minoring in robotics. He's a A student. First of all, he was on the dean's list. This semester, he was on the president's list, meaning everything he got was an A and above, like 99 and above, everything. So he's on a scholarship. I only pay for his room and board. His tuition is paid. My daughter, Nicole, and my son was also the best in our district. So he got the superintendent's award, $4,000, being the best student in our district. Nicole just graduated. She's also going to study aeronautical engineering. She would like to be a space scientist or a rocket scientist. But now she's changing from aeronautical to aerospace. And she's also minoring in mechanical engineering so that she can work with, she's trying to get to Boeing and in aircraft manufacturing. The college is called Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Is the best aeronautical university in the world, the whole world. It is based in Daytona, Florida. It's actually a very elite school. My big daughter, Laura, she works for the state of New Jersey, and she's still trying to find her bearing. She has a boyfriend, fiance or something. She'll be married soon, so I'm looking forward to that. And I told her I want her to come and do her wedding here in Kenya. I hope she will do it. So that's the legacy I'm leaving, is for my children, giving them the best education in the world. We are in America, that's where we have the best. I'm giving her the best. They are going to get the education that Barack Obama's daughter is getting. Nicole, my daughter, will get the same education. I want her to stand and be counted as somebody that has done something.
Wow.
She likes Formula One, and she's looking for internship in Formula One. She likes SpaceX, NASA, and all that. But with Formula One, she's really, she want to work for Ferrari or Mercedes-Benz. So we are trying so much. If anybody is watching and you have connections of how she can get into Ferrari and work for Formula One, we really appreciate. Her goal is to patent a part on the cars. So she want to create a component of the Formula One vehicle that she will patent. That is her dream.
Yes.
So we are praying she can do that.
Okay.
The other legacy I want to leave is for business. I want to leave a business empire that will make Kenya proud. And that's why I want to design my boats with the Kenyan colors and everything. So I want to put Kenya in New York, and I want to market Kenya as a destination for tourists to come to Kenya. I don't want to put up tourism like competing with all these people in Kenya. Please, I'm not coming to compete with you, tourism companies in Kenya. I'm just helping you actually to put you on the map so that people can see Kenya as a destination. I am based in New York, and New York is where I will live forever.
Yes.
And New York is my home. I love New York. I'm a proud New Yorker. I'm a proud American citizen and a Kenyan citizen too. I'm a proud Kenyan, and I'm looking forward to just living a wonderful legacy. And remember, we are colonizing the USA.
Go you.
That's the fifth time I've said this.
Yes. Itakuwa kwa thumbnail.
Now, karibu.
Yes.
Karibu, Lynn.
Nitakuwa hapo.
Yeah.
I'll be there someday, hopefully.
You join my reliability tribe. Come to
Yes.
New York.
Honestly, I can't wait to have a tour there with my team and just bring amazing stories from America, different states. And I know when it's God's time, we are going to get there. But other than that, is there anything we left out that you briefly want to add to this conversation before we close?
Actually, I think I've said everything.
Yeah.
I just want to say, God is love.
Yes.
And let us learn to forgive. Forgiveness is the best therapy you can ever get. Even if you go to therapist and you've not forgiven, you'll still be, it's like a disease, it's like a cancer. You go through chemo, but if you don't forgive fully, the wound will come back. So let us just learn to forgive and move on. Life is too short. Nobody knows how long we're going to be on this earth. Let us make it worthwhile through loving one another, helping one another whenever we can, and just being good people. Just being pure, just be nice, be clean. No jealousy, no kitchen, just love, pure love. Yes.
Good. I appreciate you. It's been amazing. It's to wish you well in your business, in your endeavors, anything that points towards you living the legacy you've spoken about. I really do wish you well.
Thank you.
And hopefully when we get to New York, we can be able to document this now from a business perspective. Tuingie, unajua sijabebwa na limo.
Sasa limo zangu nitakuonyesha picha. I have white interior.
Yes.
We serve refreshments.
Scholar.
I like the way you said New York.
Yes.
Wewe umefika. You're ready.
Mimi scholar hapo tutakuwa the princess treatment,
Sindio?
Tutakuwa poa me. Yes.
Of course.
You also,
champagne. We do drinks. I have a liquor license.
Good. I meant water, but we'll be right there. Like
even water.
Add me some water.
You can have juices. You can have water.
Add me some champagne.
And we do serve healthy snacks.
Yes.
Very healthy.
We are gonna be there someday. Okay, Naomi. Thank you so much. Allow me to let you go as I prepare for my next guest. But again, fikisha salamu zetu kwa watu wa America. We will come and help you colonize the place.
Yes.
Ongea na watu wa visa. Waache kufanyia watu wetu hivyo.
I wish I could.
But tuwezi anza kuongea hiyo maneno hapa, wasininyime visa ya kukuja huko. Nitapata in God's name. But anyways, guys, I hope you've picked something from today's conversation. I always say, pick what you can. Tell me on the comment section what your take home has been. Connect with Naomi through her social handles showing on the screen right now. Ama uende hapo Facebook umtafute. Always remember, no matter what you've been through in life, you get an opportunity to say, this is not how my life is going to be. I really hope you've enjoyed today's conversation. Don't forget on the comment section, let me know what your take home has been as we plan to go to colonize America. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. Bye bye.